Okay. Um, First of all and foremost, I need to say what I need to say in regard of thanking God. Thank you, God, because as tough as things are, as manipulated my life is, as tough as my life is going to be, and it already is, I'm just, I'm just thankful. I could live my life the way these losers. When I mean losers, let me just say that in different ways. This is more frustration making me say that, but these people who are those pathetic people at this point, even though I'm pathetic in the sense that I'm not myself anymore, that everything is being manipulated. I'm listening to this childlike individual talking to me. Now, of course, if I ever was in a situation when I saw this person talking to me like that, things would be different. And not that I'm trying to be intimidating, but they understand that I see them for what they are, no matter how young they are. I see them for the trash that they are. I understand what they're involved in, and I put the right weight into what they're involved in. And the cowardness of it all shows who can be involved in this. And I remember there's a time when they thought that this game they can play remotely can be done to me in front of me. Things just turns really bad in a sense of like I don't even let them go into the la la land. Matter of fact, they like to be very quiet. Not that I'm trying to intimidate them, but you understand that these people, from the youngest to the oldest, are involved in things that destructive and have taken the life of many. And so they have blood on their hand, even though they don't know that. And so for me, when they try to present themselves in whatever fashion, what clicks in is the sufferance of so many. That even though this pathetic person is just as pathetic as you see them, what they're involved in is responsible of so much. And so for me, um, I try to calm myself down, but it's something that I see them as. And I think at one point they thought that because they're like childlike individuals, I will not think about the horribleness of what they're involved in. And that's not the case. Yes, to do what they do doesn't take much. That's why these childlike individuals are involved. It doesn't take geniuses, doesn't take intellects. It's from the smartest to the dumbest can be involved in this because apparently this program, sophisticated technology, seems to be able to guide anybody to do what they need to do. So I don't think they need to use so much of their intellect. Um, but I want to be thankful because if these childlike individuals can be involved in this, maybe me when I was a childlike individual could have been one of these low life, saying what they're saying, and having that on my hands so young, not even understanding that this is that's I'm associated to this, and their blood, these people's sufferance is on my hand, and I don't even know. And I would try to make myself innocent and try to think that's because the way I sound in this childish way that erases the reality of what I'm part of. But no, and they know that when they're around me. Um, it's very tiresome. It's so tiresome to deal with whatever they manipulate me to experience. Matter of fact, as I was trying to make some space on my phone, I was deleting stuff, and there's like what I do when they manipulate me. I take the screenshot of what they do to me, right? I'm like, here, this is this ad, this wholesome ad, this is a mother with a daughter here, and they're forcing me to get stimulations toward the little girl because this is ways of breaking people down. They do the pedophilia type of torture all the time, and they want you to identify with this. And you hear people who are like some nothings So I mean, when I mean nine things, I mean like this is like a child trying to agitate you into get angry, telling you nah 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 nah, and then to sound like that. I mean, to hear some of these children talking to you, you're like this clown. You know, some of the things they do is so comical that I'm left. Like it's just it sounds so the gaslighting methods are comical. There's things that make you laugh, like the way they want you to think and acceptive of this manipulation, and then you hear because gaslighting is truly making you is utilizing a level of stupidity and have people try to make you believe that this sense of stupidityness, I don't know if it's a word, this illogicalness should be taken serious in the sense of it should be logical to you. And you have to laugh about it sometimes. It's like this is too comical. It's annoying, it's agitating, but it's comical too. And you hear this child like this person's like, no, you make yourself laugh. Oh God, to you dumbass. But that's their job. It's gaslighting. Clowns. You know, for me, if you'd have seen who's participant, that alone is comical. They're like children that are just have just the level of retard. It's just I don't even want to be insultive, but man, it's like listen to these people. That makes sense. Um, but it's just so embarrassing. But like, going back to what I was saying, that I was getting ready to make this video, and there was this like picture of a mother and her daughter, and to try to give me sexual stimulation or to play my genitals. And this is hard sometimes it gets. First of all, they're trying to make me think that I did something with my lips while I have the mask on. Just the way they can create things in my brain, but they they made me fart. And what it does is, with the muscle of like the, that you need when you fart, it can also put pressure in your genitals. And they did that so that I have some kind of genital reaction. You understand? This is how disturbing it is. This is how bad it is. Everything they can to try to make you have some kind of reaction, be like, you see, they would protest you. They are completely conditioning you in so many disgusting pedophilia ways. I once again waking up from a dream where they were training my brain in these disgusting ways, right? And then you hear these people who talk about how they're mapping it, right? When I mean people, I mean they're barely adults. Not even barely adult. They're not adult. They're kids. These clowns. That's what I'm saying. When we see each other in person, and they try to sound innocent, and they trash us, a bunch of little pedophiles. They're gonna be groomed to the point where they manipulate other people in these pedophilia ways. Trash us. To me, these kids is even more worrisome because this is just the beginning of a long life of doing these things to people. This is just they're gonna be doing that to others. They're gonna live life doing this foulness. They're just growing in this world where they can do these things, pushing people into insanity. How many of them will kill themselves? How many of them will end up killing while these bottom feeders will be hiding comfortably somewhere? So for me, I see that as like there's going to be a long future of doing horrible things to people. And that's what I see them as. And for those adults, grooming them, this trash. Let them continue to live this nastiness. This bunch of low life. You see a father, this grown man in his 60s and 70s. Look at him. You're dead. He has 10 years max. 10, 15 years. That's how you want to end your life? With this level of indignity? Trash. So that's why I'm so thankful. I rather have a short life, but instead of living life in such a dignified way, working for pedophiles. The humiliation that governmental entity contracting these nasty shits are so pedophilia centric that today there's bills called End National Defense Abuse, sorry, End National Defense Network Abuse Act has been implemented to limit the amount of child porn they're trafficking using DoD devices. And they're here trying to be, now we have mapped it, the porn, basically, a bunch of low-life pedophiles. For all the babies being tortured, all the women being fried up, all the people who've died. Trash. And they look at you, this is the kind of brave soul you need to partake. Tell me how they're gonna frame me. Yeah, I'm dead, I'm 30. They groom them like that. Watch how the future looks like. Instead of teaching your children to become brave and dignified individuals, look at these losers. And guess what they'll be watching? You see how brave they're gonna be? With all the respect, I need to be thankful to God for that. And I'm sorry for sometimes I'm angry, but this is the kind of trash that I hear interacting with me. And the adult are not any better. Those are more disgusting. Because these people are fully mentally developed. To see a grown man try to act this way, with no ounce of shame, involving this when another child died. I was listening. There was this song that came up yesterday, and it's a rap song, and I'll make this video about this. And this rapper talks about how he talks about, I'd rather stay home with my girl, my baby, because another mass shooting and another child gone, right? Which is true. In 5 months ago, there was another big mass shooting, and the child is gone. Really relevant to what's going on, but to know that this last mass shooting, the big mass shooting, was triggered, was pushed, was orchestrated by this low life that pushed people into insanity. Everything, listen, there's nothing that comes randomly when a target individual is pushed to kill. They know that. They orchestrate that. Matter of fact, they don't only know that. Everything is really pushed to that level. The goal was to make this man lose his mind to the point of killing that many people. It was not like just like, they don't even just, I have no doubt that this person was not even just like pushed and then he lost his mind. Now it's like, okay, he's going to do that. I mean, it doesn't take much to know that if you're going to drive somebody to the level of insanity who knows how to shoot guns this well, who is a specialist in shooting guns, and you keep pushing this man, and there's all the red flags showing that he's about to blow up. This man, who's great at shooting guns, with a lot of guns, will go to a place and start killing people. These bottom feeders, I'd rather be a dog than be involved in this. Now child is gone, these bottom feeders. Then they try to vilify it any ways possible. Death comes to all of us. I'd rather slowly die than live like them. Not only they sold their soul to pedophiles. Death of children is happening because of these losers, these cowards and their pages using these retards over children to agitate you. I would die in hell. And this trash working day in and day out to make you think about kids in sexual ways, to train your brain. Thank you, God, I didn't have to live life like them. But they know, if we see each other, remember, when the child is gone. I know what you do day in and day out. I know the future for you is going to be a lot of that again. You're a human shit, even though you're making me, you're trashing me. If you think that you're somebody respectable, pass by me. You'll feel your value quickly. For me, well, what disturbed me is like this morning I woke up after disgusting dream. Once again, the same thing. Dreams modulation, they use these techniques to modulate your brain and to manipulate your brain. It's part of these conditioning tactics. It's just nasty. It's nasty because you know that they're truly conditioning your brain in these ways. And that's why I say I'm so thankful because I could live life like this low life, this coward life. And I'm saying that not to be insultive, but you got to see them for what they are. I don't want to trade places with people who do that. Even if I'm slowly dying, I will never. This piece of shit will die one. Who knows when? But this low life lived this disrespectful self. They lived such undignified life. And I don't care if I lived at 40 years, 50 years, but I'd rather die fast or die soon than having to have lived the way they lived. They were making me have this dream where I was with a baby, this black little baby, and they'll give me sexual stimulation in my dreams. Like I was holding a baby, being a father, something like that, and being funny with it, like kissing the cheek of the baby or something like that. But they were giving me sexual stimulation in the dream to condition my brain in this way. It's just disgusting. And the way they try to even like counter that is like, no, but remember when you kissed the, saying that when I was 12, 13 years old, when I was 13 years old, you remember when you kissed the chick, you felt the same thing. I'm in my, so disgusting. In my dreams. They modulate dreams to condition you. I've realized that they were using dreams to kind of like train my brain in these disgusting pedophilia ways. To really train you like that, a baby. Like I'm talking about like a baby. A black little baby, and they were training, and I wake up with the sexual stimulation they forced me to have, as always. And I'm talking about them forcing, by manipulating my brain to have sexual stimulation to children. This is part of how they train the brain. This is, there's no longer a doubt that they have these disgusting ways of tormenting you. It's part of this cognitive warfare that we're in. That's supposed to push me into insanity, lose my mind, and wanting to kill somebody or kill myself. Imagine you know that these people involved in this are involved in a program that you know this is a cognitive warfare of some sort, where they are truly playing with your brain to get this nasty stimulation, and you see this low life in front of you. You see them, this trash, like this low life are this disgusting. Not only they do these nasty things to me, but you know people are dying because lows like that, nothing's like that. I'm involved in this. It's tough, but you gotta be strong. You gotta be strong. You just gotta let this low life get what they come. You have to let them live the life that this trash live. Do not be aggressive with this trash. They're gonna get theirs. Whatever's gonna come for them is gonna come for them. They tell me how they're gonna frame me. What do you think the future of a child that's coerced to frame? What do you think it's gonna look like? What do you think? Do you think they're gonna live a good life? This is why I hear them saying how they're gonna prep me. They're prepping to frame me, and then when I get framed, I'm gonna be raped and I'm gonna be tortured and this and that. As if this is changing the fact that. Go back to what you just said. What do you think is gonna happen once you're done framing me, and you're watching me suffering? What do you think is gonna happen to you? What's the afterlife here of being this brave human being you just were? Your child is gonna be trash. He's gonna grow up to be trash. And the day will come when you just set your child for whatever comes from involving yourself in that. They've been trying to normalize these things. They want what they do and what they're involved in to be normal. I will not let that happen. I will never. Their cowardice has been well seen. You know what these people do. You know how many people have died. They've been trying to make themselves. The worst is when I see these women that use their gender as if that makes it okay. As you being a woman involved in this is different. That now it's war. Now it's not, you piece of shit. A child, this kid that died, who's 14 years old. He's the one who got killed while you were here. Remotely tell me how you're at war. When a 10-year-old is asking, why do people do that? I never thought that I would get shot in the leg when a 10-year-old saying these things, when you are remotely showing how fierce you are, how mean you are. Oh, we're worse. And they know more of that's going to happen. It is for sure. There will be more mass shooting because target individual. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that there will be more people killed because the test subject that they are utilizing to develop this technology will lose their mind to the point where they're capable of killing people, even though they were not organically wired that way. Their anger will be so intense that they will be willing to shoot anybody. And death will mean nothing to them but just freedom. While this trash pushing them to that level will be comfortably sitting somewhere, being the cowards that they are. Some of them will be even children. Nasty low life. And to see them trying to show how fierce they're going to be when they watch me die and be tortured. While I myself could have been one of these target individuals who lost their mind and do something to somebody. Every day they tell me all the horrible things that's going to happen to me. Like I said, if I was a smart man, I'll be okay. Well, if this horrible is going to happen, these horrible things are going to happen to me, what could I do something to end that before, end myself, or do something that will end that before this horrible things, this is going to happen to me, happens to me. Easily. I'm just not wired to kill. That's something that just disturbs me because who I've seen involved in this low life, this trash. It's like no. People like you gonna get theirs one way or another. It's gonna come. It's just not my hand. It's just not my place to do that. Something's gonna happen to you to make you understand reality really quickly. No, it's not me. No, this is going to dirty me. It's going to make me dirty. No. God give me strength for the horrible things I'm going to go through. Thank you for letting me see things for what they are, but give me strength for all the sufferings I'm going to go through. Because these people have been humiliated by reality. Throughout my time dealing with synthetic telepathy in V2K and them trying to vilify me, it's been worse and worse things happening that show what they truly are, making them look worse and worse. Every time it's worse. And be like, what they respond, oh, we're worse. Trash. That's why? Because a child just died, another child gone, another child being tortured, another child being suffocated. Have your child like trash talking to me to try to make it sound more innocent, as if I don't know that they even use kids to try to confuse the target individual, to make them think that it's anything but this mass government doing that to us. Test subject who are human beings. Never. My mind is so played with, and this is what sometimes I left, because it's just, you realize the stupidity they want you to have, and that's when this childlike individual sometimes says things like, oh, you make yourself laugh. So what? Even you speaking to me is comical. I want to show this and show an idea of how bad things are. I I saw this here. I don't know if you can see this. I took a screenshot before even knowing anything, but I just wanted to show how crazy it is in my brain and how they want you to start thinking. Okay, I don't know if you can see, but here you can see a bunch of people, but just the top of the head. I didn't even want to go down anymore. You can see just that of some of them. Others you can see the head depending on the height, right? And they was trying to create this battle in my brain, right? Try to make me guess the people's age here from this point. You can see that from this point. And they were just battles in my brain because some of these people here I've seen them in like they're like some kind of social like Twitch kind of people. So I'm thinking like they're like the same age of this guy, Kais and that whatever, around the same age. I'm looking at this. I haven't scrolled down yet. I'm like I'm going to take a screenshot like from this point because this is where the battles start in my brain. Just to show how crazy it gets. This. Now I don't know what they're wearing. I just see just the head. The others I just see the forehead. Some of them the highest, the most I see is like maybe eyes of some of the people. There's guys on this side and then there's girls on this side. Can't see anything else. Forehead and just maybe some eyes here. Try to make me guess the age based on that. This is real. In my mind, they have this create this battle to make me accept this false personality. It is this ridiculous in my brain. This is why it becomes comical for me laughing. And like, oh, you make yourself laugh. Is that crazy? That's how this is the kind of cognitive dialogues and manipulation that I'm dealing with to make me accept this manipulation. It's that level of clownery. It's crazy. Then later on, I took the screenshot because I wanted to bring that up. It's like this is the battles in my brain. Just to see how ridiculous it is. Then I forget. I go back up, and for some reason I forget. I scroll back up. As I scroll back up, I see people wearing school uniform, and I see the four. The four. Before I used to only see the forehead of these girls. When you go down, you look. Oh, they look more like high school student kids. But that's after I scroll down and you can see they have uniform and everything, and of course they try to stimulate me. And like you see, he thought they were like, and they try to have. It's funny for me. They try to use the age 19 or 19 years old, 19. When you see, thinking that here, based on that here, based on these foreheads, he thought they were like, look, and somebody's got castrated. This is how comical it is. And you know why? Because they've been trying to make me think that somebody that I've been with who's 19 years old was not. So every time it's like, oh, you thought, oh, no. And then you have these people who are going to frame me. Say, oh, you think we're 19? Every day they come and they tell me how young they are. I'm 14 years old, I'm 13 years old. I don't give a damn how old you are. Just do your frame. Trash. Do you understand the illogicalness? And they're really like, oh, they make noise campaign. Oh. Can you imagine to create these dialogues? I didn't even care how. I was like, okay, they're probably the same age around the same guy here. The black one that you can barely see his head. Make me think that you see the way you guess the age they are here. This. Then they have these dialogues, and then later on it's like, oh, you see, you thought they were nice. It's like I thought they were just the same age of this the guy here, I don't know real age, like just the same age of these streamers or whatever. When I scroll, I was like, you see, this is how mentally manipulative they are. It's humiliating to live this life. These people, listen, I'm the one losing my mind because they're manipulating my brain. But can you imagine being somebody who respects yourself, who's supposed to make somebody believe this? And then when you laugh about how stupid this sounds, you hear a child like people, oh, make yourself laugh. Oh God. Why would I want to laugh about this? Why? Why would I want to laugh about this? That you want me to guess people's age based on that? The people with the forehead that you can barely see. What's so funny about that? To all my target individual, it's nasty. It's nasty. That's the things they do. The way they make me react, the way they make me think, the way they make me perceive is all manipulated to break me down. Because what we are to this is to these people is just human subjects that are used as test subject for the purpose of using this cognitive technology onto us and see how they can break us down. It is a weapon onto us. It's more of a weapon development at this point, because what they're doing is to see how they can break us down slowly and see the reactions and results of what they can do, what's going to push the man or the woman into that level of insanity, what's going to break them down, how it's going to demoralize you, all of that is just for negative purposes. So then it make you feel good and then go back, like the roller coaster of it all. That's what this is what it's about. And they just observe the results of the manipulations. And then you have people that like, I think this is part of the agitation. Can you imagine some child like try to block out reality? No, that's the fear. They try to change and disorient things. Matter of fact, talking about that, yesterday was just embarrassing. You just saw what kind of logic they have. They've been trying to make me imagine me being the one abusive of children and then protectors of children. A child just died because of a mass shooting. But that child that was not directly targeted. It was just the result of pushing a target individual into losing his mind. But they target children directly. They use this technology that can do so much damage to you, psychologically and physically, onto children of all ages, young, old, babies. They do that. Horrible shit, cowardly stuff. They torture babies in the program where they're torturing me. I mean, the horrible testimonies you're going to hear. Matter of fact, 2 seconds ago, I saw something about 444 something, and they always try to make me think, no, but I remember what you did as a kid. But now when I'm thinking about the 444, I'm like, the 4-year-old kids that they torture sexually with Down syndrome. The child that's only 4 years old with Down syndrome was tortured to make this 4-year-old with Down syndrome feel sexual pain. You know what they like to say when this brought up? Oh, we're worse. Torturing babies that young. They involved in this program. And then try to make noise campaign, because what they want me to think is me in middle school. Did you hear the noise campaign? Because they want to box in that. They want to box in me as a kid in middle school and block out the 4-year-old that with Down syndrome being sexually tortured. You see how things are not going to look good when we see each other? Because they torture babies. Torturing children. And they're like, nah, that's abuse. And they're trying to create because they harm children, they hurt them. They suffocate them, they burn them, they make them sick. So they were trying to be like, now remember, if you go type in fingers, 2 fingers, forearm. When I was in middle school, I remember using my 2 finger to hit the inner forearm of a kid, like that. Now, today, to try to rewire the reality, my skin is so sensitive because they do things to my body that they make me have marks, even if I just grab myself, even if I just like, if I do this like this, if I rub my against, I'll have something happening, especially on my left arm. So I remember doing this to myself, and I started feeling like seeing marks on it. I could see like things, marks on my arm. I was like, this is no way I should have this response, but that's because they're doing things to my skin. Then they try to make me think, when you did that, that's the marks that this kid had. Stupidity. They are redesigning reality to that level, and they will get angry. Oh my God. I'm like, you piece of shit, because they are truly torturing children. Do you understand the level of stupidity? And then yesterday, there was a story about this man who was drunk. He got into a fight with his wife. He was drunk. And somehow the child got involved. And the child got scratched somehow, right? I don't know the whole story. But the cops came because the wife called the cops and said that he harmed the child while they were fighting with the wife. And he was drunk and everything, and so somehow something happened to the child. And they're like, you see, if this man can be arrested for scratching his child. These people are trash. So they're like, no, so when you did this, then you can be, that's abuse. They are here killing and torturing babies. You heard the nose campaign. This is how comical it is. Can you imagine being someone involved in a program where torturing children is happening, and for them to try to make me forget the reality of that? They will try to make it sound like, oh, I'm going to make the noise campaign every time, to try to make him think in this idiotic way, where they're here killing and torturing babies, torturing 4-year-old Down syndrome, sexually tortured. Trash ass. You know what the people that are involved in that deserve? Some of them have kids. Imagine this, your child that's being tortured by the Department of Defense technology like that. And you talk about, now when you did this like that. And to try to rewire that, you create. It's disgusting. Because they're that compromised. Listen, I will never let them live the fantasy that they want to live. They look for whatever they can to vilify you. And for me, to try to create this manipulation, they try to say, now it's you when you're a child. As a matter of fact, they talk about, as a kid, I did one inappropriate thing. That's why they're looking for something else. But this is an action that only happened once, and this is what a child at that age is capable of doing. A middle schooler is impulsive and can do things like that and never do it again. That's reality. But to make it abusive, they have to try to create something else. They have to create a story, like exaggerate what I did. Matter of fact, now it's so bad that they go into but you're hard because when you did this like that. And as I'm doing that, I'm feeling my skin, feeling some pain. Not pain, but like skin, like acting weird, reacting to that. To implant that feeling into my memory to make me imagine that when I did that, this is the kind of reaction or feeling she had or marks that she had. It's about rewiring reality. And then they tell me how they're going to film my death. It's like, listen, you see how pathetic you are? You're even creating storylines. These people are even creating a theater for themselves to consume, to make themselves forget that they torture children. In this program where they are literally doing horrible things to babies, torturing children using the Department of Defense. And so now they're like, we're going to film you being tortured and raped. And they're going to be watching it. What? Is that going to block out the fact that you are here using Department of Defense technology to harm children? Talk and video. Stay strong.